friends and welcome to my channel Iballdesigningdeveloper. So ever wish your Java class could carry a secret helper hidden from the outside world but powerful on inside? That's exactly what inner classes are all about. In Java, an inner class is a class defined with an other class. Think of it as a private assistant. It lives inside its outer class and has full access to its data and methods, even the private ones. Why we use them? To logically group classes that are only used in one place, to write cleaner and more readable code, to encapsulate functionality that should not be exposed externally. So in this video, we will be learning how to use inner classes, why we use them, and what's the purpose to use it. So if you enjoy this video and if you understand everything about inner classes in this video, so remember to hit a like, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like this, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing, hit notification bell so you can get the notifications of all my videos which I will be uploading in future. So just now, what we are waiting for, let's move to computer screen and let's dive into it. Alright, so we are on the computer screen, and like I've told you in the start that today in this video I will be telling you that what are inner classes in Java. And if we talk about this word inner classes, so how we use it when we are working with Java. So if we talk about inner classes in Java it is also possible to nest classes, a class within a class. The purpose of nested classes is to group classes that belong together, which makes your code more readable and maintainable. Like if you want that your code should be readable and maintainable, so for that you can use inner classes here. To access the inner class, you need to create an object of the outer class, and then you need to create an object of the inner class as well. So you can access inner class and you can create an object of the outer class. How we are doing it? This is the way how we are creating an outer class here with this class, and then after creating this outer class, we are also creating an inner class in an object, so that we can use both classes here, and then we can use this inner classes in Java. That's the way to use these outer and inner classes. And then we are also calling these classes here using this main function, because as you know, when we create any class, when we create any method, we need to call that class or method as well in another main method. That's the reason we are calling it, and then when we will be running these all things, we will be getting an output. Then if I just show you, there is one other thing which we use in inner classes called private inner class. How we use it? This is the way to use it. Unlike a regular class, an inner class can be private or protected. If you don't want outside objects to access the inner class, then you can declare the class as private. Like if you want that the class which you are using should not have any outside objects, as we are getting at the top, so for that you can use this keyword as private, or you can use as protected. These are the two keywords which we use when we need to make our class private or protected. And normally in Java, when we are working with inner classes, we do not use this private so much. You can say that it is not too much commonly used in Java when we are working with inner classes here. So I will prefer you that you can normally create an inner class here using this outer class as well. So you should have a good understanding that if you want to create inner classes in Java, how we can create it and what's the way to create it. So moving on, I will be opening my NetBeans ID, because you all know that when we were working with Java, we were using this NetBeans ID. And if you are a beginner starting with Java, I will prefer you to use this ID, because it has all the features, all the things which a beginner needed if they are starting with language like Java. You can also use some other IDs as well, like you can use Eclipse, you can use PyCharm, you can use Android Studio, that are also for Java if you are a beginner. So moving on to this main.java file, as you know, in the previous video I have told you that what is polymorphism, how you can use it, and we have also used some inheritance concept in that. I hope you understand that. But now in this video I will be telling you about inner classes, so I will be removing all these things here, because we have already understand about polymorphism in the previous video. But if you haven't understood anything, you can just tell me in the comment section. Then in coming up videos I will be explaining you each and everything which you haven't understand in the previous video or in another previous videos which we have uploaded in this tutorial series yet. Moving on to my Word file, I will be now copying this example in which we have created an outer and inner class, so that we can run both classes and see if we are running, so what output I am getting here. So I will be simply copying this here. Moving on to my NetBeans ID, I will be pasting it, and we are calling this using this main. So this time we will be not getting any information that your main method is not defined. I will be simply pressing right click on my main.java file. Remember one thing I have told you in previous videos as well many times, that if you are calling any method, if you are calling any class, so class or method name should be same as your file name is. Like in this case, my file name is main.java and I am using main as my file name, so I need to define it in my method as well, the main name which I have given to my file, so that I can run this code here and I can get the output. Remember to do that. If you do it like if you have some mistake in that, or if you do it wrongly, so you will be getting an error, but we don't want that. We should get any error. That's why we need to recheck it. And after doing, you can press right click on your main.java file, and then you can press run file, or you can also press shift and F6 to run this, but I will be pressing run file in this case, and you can just see we are getting an output 15. Now we are getting an output successfully, we are not getting any error, but we need to understand that why we are getting this output as 15. If I show you here, so we are getting 15 because we are adding 10 and 5 together. How we are adding it? Here I am adding this inner class and this outer class together. This is the way that how you can add two classes together, means two inner classes together. Here I am writing my inner.y because in inner class I have used variable y, and then I'm adding it with my outer.x. Why I'm writing my outer.x? Because in outer class I have written variable name as x. If I show you, this is the variable name x which I have written. That's the reason I'm writing here my inner.y plus my outer.x, and when they are adding these two values, so obviously we are getting 15 because in x variable we have written value as 10, and in y variable we have written value as 5, and if you add 10 plus 5, so obviously you will be getting an answer 15 here. If we subtract 10 from 5, so now this time you will be getting a different answer here in your output. You will be getting 5 printed. If I run it here, you can just see we are getting minus 5 because it is subtracting 5 from 10. And when you subtract 5 from 10, so obviously you will be getting an answer minus 5. But if I just change this to like my outer here like this time I will be subtracting my outer x with my inner x, so that we can get output as 5 here. So I will be writing my inner.y. If we do like this, and then if I run it here, after running this time, you can just see we are getting an output as 5. So it's your choice that how you subtract these two values, how you add these two values, how you multiply it, and how you divide it. So it's totally depend on you, but that's the way that how you can add two classes together, means add two inner classes together. You can just use it with different things. It's not compulsory to use it with integer values, like only to subtract, add, or multiply any value. You can use it with string values as well. You can use it with data types different, like init, float. You can use it with other boolean values as well, like true and false. So this is the way. But in my example, I was just giving you an example that how you can use these two inner classes together. That was just an example to show you that if you want to use these two classes as an inner class, so how you can use it and how you can just get the output printed. So that's the way to use it. Moving on to my Word document here, if I move down, so there are some other classes which you can use. I have already told you that how you can use this private inner class. Like if you don't want an outside object to be accessed in your inner class, so for that you need to declare the keyword as private, so that nobody can access your class from outside. So for that you can use private class. If you try to access a private inner class from an outside class, so obviously you will be getting an error because you're using a private keyword. So moving down, if you want to understand that what is static inner class, so there is another class when we are working with inner class we need to understand, which is called static. What is static inner class? An inner class can also be static, which means that you can access it without creating an object of the outer class. Like if you want to access the class without creating an object of the outer class, so for that you can just create a static inner class here. And how we create a static inner class, that's the way. Just all the thing will be same, but you just need to do one thing, like in the place of class, like before class, you need to just define this keyword as a static. If you just define this keyword before class static, but remember you should do that with only inner class, not with outer class. So that's the way how you can just use this static class and how you can create a static inner class. That's the way that how we have created a static inner class here. And then when we will be running all the things, so we will be getting an output printed as a static inner class here if we are adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing the number. Or if you are doing some other thing, like if you are getting the output as a string, if you want to get the output as data type, so you can do with that things as well. It's totally depend on you that how you use these inner classes. There is one note written as well which is saying me, just like static attributes and methods, a static inner class does not have access to members of outer class, which is very important to understand that if we are using static attributes and methods, so a static inner class does not have any access to members of the outer class. You need to understand this thing here. Then if you want to access outer class from inner class, how you can do that? this is one text, and this is the example how we can access outer class from inner class. One advantage of inner classes is that they can access attributes and methods of the outer class, and that's really amazing here, that how you can just get the advantage of inner classes, like how you can access attributes and methods of the outer class. This is the way to do that. And then if we move down and if we understand some other things about this inner classes here, so one was like access outer class from inner class, and second was like how we can create a static inner class here. First of all, we need to understand that how we are creating a static inner class. So obviously I will be copying this example here. All the things are same, but here in this class, inner class, we have generated one static keyword before class so that we can define these all things, or you can say we can define our output as the static inner class here. So now moving on to my NetBeans ID, I will be commenting out these things, and then underneath this I will be pasting all the things, or you can remove this all things as well if you want to, but I have not removed because I just need to show you the difference which we are getting between both of them. I will be running by pressing right click and run file simply. After running the file, you can just see the output we are getting is same as we are getting at the top. There is not really difference between an output, but this time the output we are getting is defined as static inner class because we are using a static keyword here, and at the top as well everything is same, but here we have not defined a static keyword before class. In this case we have defined a static keyword so that we can make this class as a static inner class. Moving to my Word document again, if we need to just access you can say if we need to access outer class from an inner class, how we can do that. This is an example to do like how you can access outer class from inner class. I will be copying this example, and again I will be moving on to my NetBeans ID, and this time I will be commenting out this class outer class from here, and after commenting out this I will be moving down and I will be pasting it. After pasting these things I will be saving this here, and again I will be printing this, I will be running this file, and for running I will be pressing right click on my main.java file or where on the file which you have created here, and then I will be pressing run file. After pressing run file, this time we are getting output as 10. Why we are getting output as 10? Because now we have written only the value as 10 and we have defined value as x. You can just say a variable as x, and that's the reason we are getting 10, because in x variable only one value is being mentioned, which is 10. And when we are just you can say when we are running this x variable, so we are getting the value as 10, and that's the way to do it. So I hope you understand how we are just using these all things here and how we are running these all values to get different outputs, and that's the way to use inner classes in Java. You can use some other inner classes as well, but this is the way that how you can use commonly inner classes which is used in Java, like how you can access outer class from inner class, how you can create a static inner class, how you can create a private inner class, and how you can just use to create normal inner classes like we generate in Java. That's the way to do, and that's the way to just work with it. So I hope you understand this video in which we have learned about inner classes in Java. So if you have understand this video and if you enjoyed this amazing tutorial, so remember to hit a like to this video, and if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like this, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing hit notification bell as well, so you can get the notifications of all my coming up videos which I will be uploading in future. So just I will be meeting you next tutorial or in next project using Java. So for today, goodbye.